Arsenal beat Brentford 2-0 at the Emirates. A lot of subs for both teams. Not a great game, but we get the 3 points. Wow, Waka, welcome back to the channel. Another match reaction. This is going to be uploaded tomorrow morning. I'm I'm recording it right after the match, but I have to go to bed for work tomorrow. So you guys will see it in the morning. Oh man, this game was a difficult one. Both teams changed up their starting 11. For us, it meant that Ben White made a start, Odegaard made a start, Madueke was on the right wing, and Martinelli was on the left wing. Marino still on top, but the game it started off with Arsenal being kind of sloppy. The the right hand side did look good at the beginning with Madueke and Ben White combining here and there. We had some opportunities. The football itself wasn't really amazing, but we did have the better of the football. We tried. We didn't really get anywhere. We had a couple of shots, nothing too amazing. And then there's this great passage of play with Madueke on the right, really dangerous. Plays the ball into Ben White, who is overlapping. Ben White crosses it, and it's M9 again. Mikel Merino with the header, and it's 1-0 for the Arsenal. After that, we did have a couple of opportunities to make it 2-0. There are some opportunities where we didn't shoot. There were opportunities where we did shoot, but it wasn't good enough. At some point, they hit the crossbar from a corner, or at least the guy had a free header, heads it to goal. It's Raya with a save, tipping it against the crossbar. That was really the only dangerous moment in the whole game, really. The other ones were the ball were in different dangerous areas from throw-ins and corners. But apart from that, they really didn't do anything against us. You could tell that their squad wasn't at their best either. They were probably resting players so they can play against a level opponent at the weekend with them playing Tottenham. They didn't see any chances of beating Arsenal, whether they went with their full squad or with their backup team. They were like, hey, let's just rest these players for the more beatable opponent. For Arsenal, it was kind of the same. We were like, let's rest some players. We have a better squad depth this season. We have Villa on the weekend. So, yeah, we did rest some players. To my liking, it wasn't enough, or at least some of the subs weren't early enough, but we will get there. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on TikTok. Also, we are on Twitch. I will be streaming more on Twitch starting next week, but I will get to that probably in the match reaction on the weekend. But for now, let's get to the second half. We really didn't start off well in the second half. And it was kind of a team throughout the second half where a lot of players who were okay or just above average in the first half were really tailing off in the second half. You could tell that the energy levels were dipping. I mean, Madueke looked horrible in the second half. Martinelli had a couple of moments in the first half, but overall didn't have a great game. You had uh, Odegaard, no influence on the game whatsoever. You could tell that Rice was getting tired. And yeah, it's really annoying, man, because at some point we did do a double substitution with Madueke and Martinelli coming off for Eze and Saka. In the beginning, it really didn't change anything. Eze did pass his player a couple of times, but got fouled immediately. Saka didn't come on and really turn it on until later in the second half. So yeah, the second half really wasn't great. We had a couple of opportunities with Marino. He had after a shot from Rice, he had a rebound. He should have had a he should have taken a touch first and then tried to shoot it, but he tried to shoot it first time with the ball being kind of out of his reach. You had Calafiori coming in and shooting the ball with his right foot. It was straight at Kelleher. Really not a great shot. Saka in the rebound. Horrible second shot. So yet all these kind of moments where we're like, come on, make it 2-0. And we at some point were giving away so many corners and throw-ins to them. And I was really feeling like we were going to see Brentford make an equalizer. Luckily for us, that didn't happen. At one point, we get the ball to Marino. We had Saka running into the space. Marino plays it into Saka. Saka doesn't really handle the whole situation that well, but he gets away with the ball. He cuts inside and he shoots. It wasn't the best shot. Keller did get a hand to it, but the ball bounced into the goal just over the line. They cleared it, but we have goal line technology, so the refs watch did bust. It was a goal, 2-0 for Arsenal, and that at that point you just know the game is done. And like I said, it wasn't the best game. Marino had a goal and an assist, but overall his play wasn't amazing as well. Like we are used to from him when he's in the striker position, he goes to midfield a lot, and a lot of times, especially in this match with Ødegaard also dropping deep, there was a real gap there. There was no one really in the striker position. So every time we had counters or other possibilities, there weren't really players in front of the ball. A couple of times he had Martinelli on the ball, and he couldn't find anyone because he was the player most forward. He had to pass back, and these kind of attacks happened a lot. So with the 2-0 coming, that was a real relief because you just know they aren't going to equalize from here because they weren't dangerous at all. Even though they put the big hitters on, it didn't really happen for them after that. For us, it was a lackluster game, but 3 points, a clean sheet, two goals from open play. So yeah, from that perspective, it was a good game. Overall, footballing wise, it wasn't an amazing game. And then we have to come to the injuries. You had Mosquera coming off just before halftime. He landed awkward, had to come off. Timber went in, came on for him and went into center back. So we had the back line of White, Timber, and Capier and Calafiori. They did well. I feel like the back line was the only one that kind of played good the whole game. Maybe attacking wise, Ben White did tail off a bit in the second half, and Calafiori wasn't at his all-time best when it comes to attacking. But when it comes to defending, they really did a good job. They nullified everything. We also had Rice coming off around the 80th minute with Gyökeres coming on for him. Gyökeres going into the striker position, Marino into midfield. With Declan Rice, you could tell from I feel like minute 60 that he could have done with a substitution. Maybe do the Gyökeres Marino thing earlier or maybe even put Norgard on against this old team. But I feel like the thing with Declan Rice, I don't know if it was cramp at the end or it was an injury, but for me, he should have been taken off earlier. He's playing a lot of 90 minutes. He already looked a bit laggy against Chelsea. So keeping him on this long against Brentford was kind of a bad move. Hopefully, he's ready to go against Aston Villa again, but maybe we will have to make alternative choices there against Villa, even though I really don't like playing Villa without Declan Rice. But yeah, the game wasn't great. We do have the 3 points. Hopefully against Villa, we will see a stronger starting lineup and we'll see better football from us because we will have to against Villa. Villa came back against Brighton. They were 2-0 down. I I heard, I think. They were down at least against Brighton. They won 4-3 at the end. So they will be up for Arsenal as well, especially at Villa Park. So yeah, let's wait and see. Hopefully we get some better injury news in between. It's an early kickoff on Saturday, so there's not too much recovery time. But yeah, for now, thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.